What is Infoblox doing about that? When you really take a look, from 6 years ago, as we've started to see this acceleration towards digital transformation, we started to see organizations suffer from this dilemma. The more they spend on security, the more they are exposed, which doesn't really make sense as a formula. So the question here is like, what's going on? And then we realize with many of the exploits that have been very well publicly covered, that DNS is really playing this role, and it is this covert channel. Organizations have no tools or capabilities to understand what's going on, or to not only protect DNS, but to monitor DNS. We spend millions and millions of dollars on data loss prevention systems, but we forget that DNS is that hole where people can come in and out without. The best way to really think about it, BloxOne Threat Defense is like that umbrella or that blanket that's so dispersed, like the internet, protecting organizational connectivity right at the admission of users. So regardless of who you are, what device you're using, where you're based, who you want to talk to, are you trying to kind of connect to a SaaS application? Are you trying to connect to a data center application? Are you trying to kind of get data from Azure or Google or AWS? As long as you're trying to kind of connect to an organizational based asset, right at the admission, tying identity, your device, your telemetry, your context with the risk, or assessing kind of risk, and based also on the destination that you're trying to get, marrying the two and then giving you some context of trust, is something that's really profoundly different, and is more kind of suited for what organizations are trying really to do today. So the best way to really think about BloxOne Threat Defense is like this octopus that has tentacles in every public cloud, that has tentacles in data center, in the branches, in the endpoints, bringing all of that intelligence back to a centralized, pane of glass where you provide organizations visibility, governance, and the ability to enact policy in a cloud native, cloud managed way. And if I was to basically provide one recommendation to organizational leaders, technology leaders, is dare to really look at new technologies, dare to actually look and understand the transformation of the business side of the house. They need to get much closer to their business counterparts. They can't really continue to operate based on what has worked or what they really know the past 2 decades. The rate of change, and if you take a look, many organizations are hiring a new CIO role, the Chief Innovation Officer. They let the business, continue to run, because you can't really change, you can't tinker with a plane as it's really kind of, flying over an ocean. So they're incubating new concepts, they're incubating new business models, they're incubating new business processes. IT needs to be at the ground, with that. They need to dare, get a booster shot about, what's really happening, and try to kind of partner with the right organizations. When you really take a look at many of the organizations that we've partnered with in the past, those brand names, they are now traditional companies. They're not the companies that are going to really take organizations forward when it comes to technology and enabling them digital that they're heading to. So it's about new partnerships and new ways of doing things, new ways of doing things.
Thanks again, Cherif, for your time. It's been a pleasure speaking to you today. All right.